In this TradingView tutorial, I'm going to share with you how to use the TradingView charting platform. I will take you through the basics of setting up, customizing, and using this powerful trading platform. You will discover how to analyze TradingView charts, how to use TradingView drawing tools, how to conduct research within TradingView, how to create your own personalized charts and trading strategies within TradingView, and more. By the time you have finished with this video, you will know all the tips and tricks on how to get the most out of TradingView. Don't miss out on this complete TradingView tutorial. And real quick, if you're new here, my name is Kundai and I'd like to welcome you to the PiggiBacks channel, where we provide educational crypto trading and investing content, simplified to help you get started or elevate your personal finance journey. So if you're interested in crypto, trading, or investing, make sure you subscribe. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Right, so first I'm going to show you how you can create a TradingView account for free. If you already have a TradingView account set up, feel free to skip this section. See the video timestamps below to skip to the most relevant section you need help with. I've also included full subtitles for this video if you need them. You can turn them on using the CC button on the YouTube player. To create a TradingView account, simply go to the TradingView website. I've also included a link to TradingView in the description below and in the comment section. Select the blue Get Started button. You'll be taken to the plans page where you can sign up for a free or paid TradingView plan. As you can see, the three main subscriptions that are offered by TradingView are the Pro plan, the Pro Plus plan, and the Premium plan. You can get a free TradingView trial for 30 days on any of the plans if you're new to TradingView. I always recommend that new or beginner traders go for the Pro plan, as it'll give you all the tools that you'll need as a beginner. You can always upgrade to a more advanced plan as you progress within your trading journey. Alternatively, you can sign up for the free plan for TradingView that comes with various limitations such as displayed advertisements, a maximum of 3 indicators on a chart, no time intervals or timeframes, limited historical data, and a variety of other restrictions. To see all the differences between the free plan and the paid plans, simply scroll down to the compare plans section and you'll be able to see all the different features and allowances included within each plan. That being said, the free plan is still a brilliant place to start with TradingView. You get enough functionality and features to make a decision on whether you want to progress to a paid plan or not. Besides, you get a free 30-day free trial on any of the paid plans and can cancel the subscription anytime before the free 30 days period is over so that you don't get charged. And once the plan is cancelled, you will automatically be signed up to the free TradingView version, and you can always upgrade later. So there's also no rush to upgrade, as you can get the free version for as long as you need. Although I'd recommend the Pro plan for new traders or beginners that want to take their trading and investing journey seriously. Let me show you how to do this. To set up a Pro plan TradingView account, select the button within the Pro plan section. Sign up using Facebook, Google, or by simply typing in your email address. Create a password and activate your TradingView account using the link that will be sent to the email address that you registered with. You can create your profile on this page by uploading an image and inputting your name and last name. Select continue and you'll come back to the plans page. You'll have to select your desired plan again, and note that the platform may be running a special offer for an annual plan. I'd recommend that you trial the account type that you would most likely go for if you were to have a paid TradingView account in the future. This way, you know that you're getting all the features you need when your trial ends. If you just want to see the full unrestricted version of TradingView, then opt in for the premium account trial. I will sign up using a monthly Pro plan in this tutorial, as I have a premium plan which I already use on my personal account. Select the button for the plan you want and you'll be taken to a payments page where you'll have to enter your payment details if you chose a paid free trial plan, but you won't be charged if you decide to cancel your free trial before the free 30-day period has passed. This way, you get to see what a proper TradingView account is like before committing to actually paying for it. Input your details and select the button to the right. You will then be signed up for a free paid plan for 30 days, and the last day for the free trial will be stated on this page. Select Start Charting to begin using TradingView, and you'll be taken to the chart section of the website where you can use your new trial plan features. So now that we have created a TradingView account and we are on the TradingView user interface, so the charting user interface, if you have never used a charting platform before, this can look very confusing and daunting. So let's break it down. What I'm going to do is I'm going to break down the interface into sections, and this should make it easier to digest. We're going to start off with the larger section, which is the chart itself. So you can see we have a chart here, which is a candlestick chart, and you have green and red candles, and these are all candlesticks going up and down in price. On the y-axis to the right, we've got the price in US dollars, and on the x-axis at the bottom, we've got the timeline, which is the dates in months. But if you look at each candlestick, you will realize that it represents one day because we're on a daily time frame, and we will go through time frames in a second. And just underneath right at the bottom here, we've got volume bars, and these are daily volume bars. They just show how much volume is being traded on the current ticker. And if you look at the top left hand side, you'll be able to see the volume. So at the moment, the volume traded on Wednesday the 30th of November 2022 was 111.381 million. Just above that, we've got a red button and a blue button. These represent the buy price and sell price. So if your TradingView account is connected to a broker, you can make a buy or a sell order using those two buttons. And just above that, you will have a description of the ticker that you're currently looking at on the chart. As you can see right now, this chart represents Apple Inc. This is a daily chart. That's what represents by 1D, and it's data from NASDAQ on TradingView. Just to the right, you can see the letters O, H, L, and C. So these letters stand for opening price, the highest price, the lowest price, and the closing price. When you're analyzing a candlestick, you can just look at these letters to know the opening price very quickly, the highest price, or the lowest price, or the closing price. And to the right, you have plus 6.86. This represents the change in price. Further on to the right in brackets, you have plus 4.86%. This represents the percentage change on the price. Next, we're going to go over the section on the right hand side to the chart. We can see that we have a watch list that is pre-populated. You can always change this and add in any stock or crypto or Forex that you want on your watch list, but this is currently pre-populated. And what you realize is that you've got symbol, last change, and percentage change. So the symbol just represents the ticker for the stock or crypto or Forex that you will add onto your watch list. The last stands for the last price, so that will fluctuate as the day goes, and change stands for the change within the price. That will fluctuate as the day goes, and the percentage change also represents the percentage change in price as the day goes. To add a stock, crypto, or Forex symbol, all you have to do is select this plus button right here, and you'll be able to search for a symbol that you can add to your watch list. So in this instance, you can search for BTC, for example, and that will show you the BTC pairs available. If you know the full pair that you want to search for, it is best for you to type it in. So we want a BTC USD pair. So we are going to select the second one because we can see right here that this is for the symbol BTC and the description is Bitcoin United States dollar. And we can see that this is a spot crypto on Coinbase. So this data will be represented from the Coinbase exchange. That's why we're selecting the second one, because I use Coinbase to trade crypto or to get into crypto, and then I transfer my crypto to a different exchange and then trade on that exchange. To add this symbol to the watch list, all we'd have to do is simply select the plus button to add it to the watch list. And as you can see, it's been added right here at the bottom where it says BTC USD right here. We can see this one as a Bitcoin US dollar pair on the Bitstamp exchange, and just below that we've got a Bitcoin US dollar pair on Binance exchange, and then we've got Ethereum USD pair on Bitstamp and Bitcoin USD pair on Coinbase, which we just added. So you can see that these are actually broken down into sections. You've got indices at the top here, and then you've got stocks, and then you've got futures. You can amend this to look however way you like, and you can also add some flags to any symbols that you like, and you can color code them just so that they're easier to pick out. And just below this, we've got some news headlines. So this section here just shows you just market news within the financial markets, and you can just select it to read more about the news headlines, and that will just open up and you can read more, get educated, or be more informed for your financial decisions. So if we come out of that, oh, and by the way, if you wanted to edit your watch list, all you have to do is just select settings, and then you're able to show other items such as volume or extended hours, or take away the percentage change. You can customize this the way you want it. You can rename the watch list. You can make a copy of the watch list. You can clear the list and then make a completely new one. You can have a ticker or a description instead. So you can actually edit this and customize it however way you want on here as well. And just to the left, we've got the advanced view. So if you want this to be presented in a pie chart manner, you can use this view, and then you can actually see the percentages of the markets that you're involved in, and you can scroll down and see more information here, which is just the advanced view. You can also share your list. And next we're going to go through the toolbar. So we're going to break these toolbars into 6 different sections, and we're going to start off section 1, which is on the far left hand side. This toolbar contains all the drawing tools and charting tools that you can use directly on the charts to the right side, from simple trend lines to long or short position tools and horizontal support and resistance. There are a lot of options and tools that you can explore on this section. You can also right click to see an extended list of each selection. Right now we are looking at the mouse cross, and you can change this into a dot or an arrow, or simply an eraser if you've got some drawings on your chart. So if I select a dot, for example, you can see now my mouse is turned into a dot right here. And if I was to select the eraser tool, I can just click on any drawings to erase them that I'll have made. I'm going to change this back to the cross, and just underneath you've got trend lines. So if we right click or select this right arrow chevron right here, we'll be able to see the extended tool list that we have here. The main ones that I use personally are trend line, horizontal line, vertical line, parallel channel. Those are the main ones that I use. So if I select the trend line, for example, I'm just going to draw a trend line from the swing high right here, and we can see that we've got our trend line right here. If we wanted to erase that trend line, we could select the eraser tool and just click on it, and that would erase it. And real quick, if you're interested in a free crypto trading guide, go to PiggiBacks.com, or simply click the link in the description below or in the comment section. And if I just change that to the cross cursor, below that we've got Gann and Fibonacci tools. So we can select a couple of tools here. So we've got Fib retracement, and if you notice to the right of each selection we've got a star, and this will allow us to add it to favorites. And once you add a tool to your favorites, it will make it easier to access it very quickly, because you'll have your favorites tool right at the bottom. So if I just select this star icon to make this tool one of my favorites, you can see that there's a pop-up that's just come up right here, and this is now my favorites toolbar. I usually just keep mine right at the bottom here, and the more tools that I add to my favorites, they will appear right here. So whenever I want to use this tool, all I have to do is just select it, and then I can select the swing high right down to the low, and we can see the fib retracement right here using this tool. I'm not going to go deeper into what Fibonacci retracement is. However, it is just a tool that traders use to determine support and resistance areas. If we just select the eraser cursor and erase this tool from our chart, just below that we've got geometric shapes. If we select these, we can see some shapes that we can use on our chart. I'm just going to use the triangle. Actually, what I'll do is I'll add it to my favorites just so that you can see how the toolbar gets added. So you can see it's now added. It's blue because it's been selected, and I'm just going to draw a triangle right here. So a triangle can be used as an area of support and resistance. As you can see, every time the price hits this resistance line at the top, the price comes back down and it's finding support right here, and then it's going back up. Once it goes near the resistance line, it's coming back down, and then near the support line it's going back up, and then resistance line it's coming down, and then it's going back up. So what usually happens is that this happens until the price gets towards the apex, which is this area right here where the two lines meet, and then price will either break out to the upside or to the downside. Another way that you can actually remove tools from your chart is to just right click it and select remove, or you could just enter backspace on your keyboard as well. That's a keyboard shortcut. Below that we have some annotation tools. You've got text, and you can add images, notes, comments, etc. So for example, if you just wanted to add some text, all I have to do is just select text, click anywhere on the chart, and then you'll be able to type some text in, and you can drag this text anywhere on the chart you would like. To edit the text, you can simply double click into it and edit the text. You can edit the color, the font size, make it bold. Let's make it white, and let's just make this 28, and you can add a background, etc. So you can play around with these tools, and then you'll be able to annotate or write some text on your charts. And to delete it, you can just select this bin icon to remove, or you can just select backspace, that will also remove it. Or alternatively, you could go right up to the top right here and select this chevron and select eraser and just click on it, and it will be erased. Just below that we've got the patterns tools. So if we right click and select Elliot impulse wave, we are now able to draw some Elliot waves. So this could be a 1, 2, 3, 4 and a 5. So this is how you draw your Elliot waves. Moving on, we have prediction and measurement tools just below. This is where you can select your long position, short position, date range, price range. Those are the main ones that I use, especially the long and short position. So if we select a long position and put it in our favorites and select it right here, and this would be for when you want to take a long position. So for example, let's say we were willing to enter a trade right here, would input our long position to right here, and would set our stop loss just below the swing low, and our target would most likely be just at the resistance, right, either at the first resistance here, or if you're confident with the trade, you could go for the higher target range, which would be right at this resistance right here. So this resistance here, and that would give you a good ratio of 1.92 in comparison to the other risk to reward ratio. So you can see we've got a risk to reward ratio of 1.92 here, and at the bottom you will have a stop loss that will be a 5.59% loss, and in comparison to a 10.75% gain if your trade is successful. So that's how to use the long position tool. So if we just remove it from our chart, and below that we've got icons. So you can add some icons onto your chart, such as thumbs up, thumbs down, a tick. So if we get this ticker right here, and then if we click right here on the chart, now we have a tick on our chart, as you can see right here. Icons can be used to annotate or reference any plays or strategies that have been working out for a trader. Next, below that we have a measurement tool. So this is just to measure the distance either going down or upwards. So we can see that this was a 21.62% drop to this candle right here, and this was for 31 bars, which is equivalent to 46 days. So this is very good because you get to see some data right here on the chart just by using the measuring ruler tool. And just below that, we've got an icon that we can use to zoom into the chart. So if you select this, you can actually zoom into the chart using your mouse. All you'd have to do is just select a section on the chart that you'd like to zoom into, and you'll be able to zoom into the chart so you can actually see these candlesticks. Now to zoom out, you just simply select the zoom out button and you go back to the original chart that you were on. Next, we've got magnet mode. So what magnet mode does is it will help you with drawing precise trend lines on your chart. So we have weak magnet and strong magnet. So if I demonstrate using weak magnet first, you will notice that the icon has turned blue to show that magnet mode has been turned on. And what we'd have to do now is select any of our tools that we want to use to draw on our chart. So if I use a horizontal ray right here, so now that's selected, when I move my mouse, you'll notice that nothing happens until I get close to a candle or a bar and the mouse snaps to the nearest open, close, high or low. So as you can see, it's just snapped right there to the opening price of this candle. If I move down, it's just snapped again to the closing price of this candle. If I move down again, it just snapped to the lowest price of this candle. And if I move up, it snaps to the highest price of this candle. And as I move along these candlesticks, it actually snaps to either the O, the H, the L, or the C of these candlesticks. However, if I am far away from a candle, it doesn't actually snap. So that is the difference between the weak magnet and the strong magnet. Whereas if I give you an example of the strong magnet, once I select that, it snaps irregardless of how far I am from each candlestick or each bar. As you can see here, it's snapping to the lowest point or the low of each candlestick because I'm further away from the candlesticks. If I go closer, it will now snap to the high or the opening of each candlestick or the close of each candlestick or the low of each candlestick, as you can see. So this is very helpful when you're trying to be precise in your drawing. So for example, we may want to get this candle right here and draw a trend line. So what this has done is it's made sure that this line is precisely exactly on the high. As you can see, if I zoom in right here, you can tell that that line is touching the high of that candlestick. And if we give an example using a different tool here, if we use a trend line, let's say we want to connect these 2 points from this high to this high right here for this candlestick. So you can see that this has actually drawn a precise and accurate trend line using the magnetic tool. And what we can do is we can actually extend this line and we will have our trend line set right here. As you can see, all I did was I double clicked it and it will give you some settings where you can actually select to extend to the right. You can also select to extend to the left, and there are other settings that you can use here. You can add price labels, for example, and some stats, as you can see here. You can also add some text to this drawing, or you can also add some coordinates, and you can also change the visibility of the item that you've just drawn. So with visibility, it will now depend on whether you want this trend line to be shown on a different time frame or not. So these are some settings that you can actually change to your preference when you're performing technical analysis on any given chart. So if I just select OK here, we can see that we have drawn a very precise trend line. Whereas when you're drawing a trend line, you would be in freehand mode. So if I deselect the magnetic tool, and I'm just going to change the setting of this trend line back to not extended to the right. And what we're going to do is we're going to hide this trend line. So if I right click and select hide, I'm now going to redraw the same trend line in freehand mode. So if I select this tool and draw the exact same trend line, you can see that it's freehand and it's quite difficult to get it precise. I would have to try and get it precise, which you can. However, it's just easier and quicker when the trend line is just snapping to the highest price of the bar or candlestick as you move the mouse closer. So I'll give another example just using the magnetic tool. So if we draw it from this high right here, and can you see how it just easily snaps? And we're going to draw the trend line to this high for this candlestick, and you can see that this is very precise. And let's try and draw another one from the high of the one that we've just drawn and compare it and see how straight it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in, and comparing these two, you can see that the one that we drew in freehand mode, which is the longer line, what I'll do is I'll change the color of this line to yellow. It is slightly under the high of that candle, whereas in the blue line is actually exactly on the high, and the yellow line at the bottom is just above. So this is all about precision here. So if I just auto scale this chart, all I'm doing is double clicking where the dates are. This will auto scale my chart. Next, we have the stay in draw mode too. So if we just come out of this magnetic mode and select stay in drawing mode, what this does is it'll ensure that your drawing tool does not get deselected once you have drawn a line. So for example, if I select this trend line and I draw a trend line in freehand mode, I will be able to draw another trend line without reselecting the tool again. So I can draw another trend line here, and I can actually draw another trend line here. So as you can see, the drawing mode is handy if you want to carry on using a specific tool, and this will work for any of the tools. So if I came here and I changed the tool to the horizontal ray, if I wanted to draw one right here, I can draw another one at the bottom right here, and it will remain in drawing mode. Whereas if drawing mode is not selected, if I select a tool from here, let's say if we draw a vertical line, if I draw a vertical line right here, if I move and I want to draw another vertical line right here, I can't. If I click, nothing happens. Whereas if I'm in drawing mode, I would have been able to draw these vertical lines as often as I wanted, because the item would still be selected. The tool that I would have selected will still be selected as long as I'm in drawing mode. Next, we have the lock all drawing tools icon. So if I select this icon, what that does is it locks my chart. So that means that I can't move any of these drawing tools. So for example, if I try to select this trend line so that I can move it, I can't. And if I try select any of the drawing tools, I wouldn't be able to move them. Whereas if I'm not locked into my drawing tools, I can actually just select them and I move them. If I click on them, I can actually drag them. However, if I am in lock all drawing tools mode, then I wouldn't be able to move. All I can do is just move the chart. So this is useful when you're just looking at your chart and just analyzing any of the technical analysis drawings that you've just made, and you don't want to move things by mistake when you're just trying to move the chart around, for example. Below that, we've got an eye icon right here. If you select this, all that will do is it will hide your drawing icons. If I click it, it hides all my drawing icons. If I click it again, it'll show all my drawing icons. And if you select the chevron, you can hide just the drawings. You can hide indicators. You can also hide positions and orders, and you can hide all. As default, you'll be just hiding your drawing tools. So if I select it, it just hides my drawing tools. Whereas if I wanted to hide indicators, I would be able to do that by just clicking the hide indicators tab. Volume bars are considered to be an indicator. So if I select this, the volume bars should disappear. So once I select this, as you can see, the indicators have been hidden, and I can just select this eye icon again to reveal my indicators. Or I can just hide all so that I can have a clear candlestick chart on the screen. To reveal everything, all I have to do is simply select the eye tool. Below that, we've got the remove objects icon that will remove drawings, indicators, or drawings and indicators. It actually tells you how many drawings you've got that you can remove and how many indicators that you've got that you can remove, or you can remove both at the same time, so drawings and indicators. If I selected remove 12 drawings, that will remove all my drawings instead of me going in and removing them one by one. So that is basically section 1 of the toolbars. We do have an icon right at the bottom left right here, this star icon, and this is to reveal your favorite tools or toolbar. So if I select this will hide my favorite toolbars, and if I select it again, it'll show all my favorite toolbars. So whenever you're not using your favorite toolbars, you could decide to hide them or unhide them as and when you need to use them. Now we're going to look at section 2 of our toolbars. This is located at the top of our screen towards the left. Here you'll be able to find options to change the look and feel of your chart. So we have a profile icon, a search icon that you can use to change the assets displayed on your chart. You can also choose between different charts such as line graphs and candlesticks, area graphs, and more. And you'll also be able to add indicators and strategies onto your chart as well as alerts. So let's explore some of these features, starting off with our profile. If you select this icon, you'll be able to see the name of your profile, what current account that you have with TradingView. So as you guys already know, we signed up for a pro plan, and you can explore and go to your profile settings, account and billing, and refer friends, and you've got coins here. So if I select got it on here, you can see that we have home, a help center, what's new, and here you can toggle this on and off. This is for dark mode. Personally, I prefer dark mode. I like how when TradingView changed their logo, they also made the default interface for TradingView to be dark mode, because that's what I prefer and that's what I've always used. However, if you prefer it to be a white screen, this is how you can actually change it. So if you toggle this off, then that will change the interface of your TradingView platform, and you will see the older version of TradingView. The default was like this, and personally I prefer dark mode, so I'm just going to switch that back on. So this is where you can change it, and below that we've got drawing panel. So if you want the drawing panel that's on the left hand side not to be shown, you just toggle this off, and anytime you need to use the drawing panel, you can just come up here and switch it back on. I personally leave it on because it doesn't take too much space, and you can change the language on here, and you can see all the keyboard shortcuts by just selecting right here. So as you can see here, some of the keyboard shortcuts for TradingView. So if we select this chevron, you'll be able to see some keyboard shortcuts. These are very handy. And if we go back to the icon, we can see that we can get the desktop app. So TradingView has a desktop app which you can download for your Mac or Windows computer, and it's basically similar to the web browser one, but it just has a few more features. So if you'd like me to do a tutorial on how to use the desktop app, please leave a comment in the comment section below, and I will look into creating a video for that. Below that, we've got the sign out button where you can actually just sign out of your account. Next, we've got this search bar, and at the moment it's populated with a PPL. So if we select this search bar, we can search for any asset that we want to show a chart for, and the best way to search for an asset is by typing in the ticker or symbol pair. For example, if we wanted to search for a cryptocurrency, we're going to go for Bitcoin, which is the biggest crypto. We will type in the ticker for Bitcoin, which is BTC, and it's also best to also type in the pair that you want to see the assets with. So for example, BTC USD, because then we want the Bitcoin US dollar pair. So if I type in USD, we'll be able to see Bitcoin US dollar pair, and on the left you see the symbol, in the middle you see the description, and to the right, you see the source, and the sources will be the exchanges or the brokers that are currently trading these pairs. And whilst you're searching something, you can also filter the search via categories. So for example, I could have just typed in BTC and selected crypto because I know it's a crypto, then I will just see crypto pairs. Or if I select Forex, you can see that nothing shows up because there isn't a ticker named BTC within the Forex category. So that's another way that you can filter this. So if I just go to crypto and we want the BTC USD pair on Coinbase, because Coinbase is one of the most popular exchanges, which is reputable. So if I select that, we can see the chart has now changed to the Bitcoin US dollar on Coinbase. To the right of the search bar icon, we've got a plus symbol right here, and this is for us to add a symbol that we want to compare on a chart with. So for example, if I was to type in ETH, which is for Ethereum, and if we do Ethereum USD on the Binance, if I select that, you can see that a chart has been plotted. So we're seeing two different charts on the same chart now, and this is a comparison. So this orange line right here represents Ethereum, and you can see that towards the right here, and you can see BTC USD, so we can see a comparison between the two. This can be useful to see a correlation between the two assets. So for example, you can see that Ethereum started dropping first right here before Bitcoin started dropping, and then Bitcoin followed after. Because Bitcoin started dropping here, Ethereum had already started dropping from here. So this is how to use the comparison button, which is this plus button right here. So if I just move to the right, you can see a D. So this is where the time frames are. At the moment, we're on a daily time frame, and what that means is that this chart represents 1 day at a time. So every candle or every bar represents 1 day. So this bar where my mouse is represents price action within a day. This next bar represents price action the following day, and so forth. And you can see right at the bottom, we've got Thursday the 15th of September, Friday the 16th of September, Saturday the 17th of September, going on. So that's what the D stands for. It's a time frame, and if we click on that icon, we can see all the time frames that are available on the plan that we have. So certain plans will give you more time frames than others. I don't think that you have the seconds within the free plan, so this is one of the features that you get with a pro plan. If I'm mistaken, just let me know in the comment section, but I believe that you don't get the seconds on the free plan. I think it just starts from the 1 minute. What you can do here is just select a time frame and the chart will change. So we will select 4 hours, and as you can see, the chart has now changed to a 4-hour time frame. So what that means is that every single candlestick is now represented by a 4-hour time frame. So every candlestick is 4 hours. So where my mouse is, we can see that that's Wednesday the 30th of November at 12. So the next candlestick will start at 4 in the morning. So Wednesday the 30th of November at 4 a.m. That's the next candle. And then the next candle, which is the red one to the right, will start at 8 a.m. So if we move on, it'll be Wednesday 30th of November at 8 a.m. So these are all 4-hour candlesticks, and that's how you change that here. So if we select this icon again, what we can do is we can favorite some time frames that we use the most. So for example, if you're someone who is interested in scalp trading, what you would most likely use is a 1 minute time frame, a 3 minute, a 5 minute, a 15 minute, and a 30 minute, maybe a 45 minute as well, but mainly these ones would be what you'd use. Some people don't even use the 1 minute because sometimes it's too fast for their liking. So if we select these and star them, what that does is it favorites them and it makes them appear at the top of your chart. So if I click out of this, you can see now we've got a 3 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute, 30 minute, and 4-hour time frame. The 4-hour time frame was the default one that was already on there that we changed from the daily time frame. So this is how to add your favorite time frames on here, and all you have to do to remove them is select on this chevron right here. If you select that, you can actually just unstar a time frame and that will remove it and add additional ones or different ones if you'd like. So if we can add the monthly time frame. And what you can also do is collapse these columns. So if you don't want to see the seconds time frames, you can collapse it. If you don't want to see the minutes time frames, you can collapse it, and you can also extend it whilst you're selecting your time frames. And to just come off it, all you have to do is just click out. So if we just select this plus button and remove the ETH USD pair and come out of this, so that we just have a Bitcoin chart with Bitcoin price action, we're now just going to move on to the next icon, which is this chart icon. So this is where you can actually change the candlesticks or the chart to either a bar chart or a line chart, and you also have many other options. So for example, some traders prefer to use bars, so you may see charts that look like this, and this is the way they prefer to analyze the market, using bar charts, and other traders use hollow candles. However, personally, I like to use candlestick or candles because they give a lot of price data. So do bars. However, personally, I just prefer candlesticks because they just are easier for me to use, and I like the way that they tell a story for me. For example, they give you the open, the high, the low, and it's just more simple for me. Everyone has their preference, so in order for you to change it, all you have to do is just select this icon and you can change it to whatever charting preference that you prefer to use. And sometimes I do go between candles and a line chart and the line break as well. So that's how you can actually change the chart for the price action. Next, we've got indicators to the right. So this is where you can add indicators onto your chart. One of my favorite indicators is the RSI. I think it is the best indicator out there. It is also free on TradingView. The RSI is just the relative strength index, and this indicator shows you the strength of the current asset that is on your chart at a particular given time. And personally, I just use the default one, and the general rule is that below 30 is oversold and above 70 is overbought. So below 30, most likely the price is going to start going back up, and above 70, most likely the price is going to start going down. So people generally buy when the RSI is below 30 or around near 30, and sell after the RSI has gone above 70 or has stayed around 70 for a while. However, this is not guaranteed. This is just the general strategy. There isn't any technical analysis strategy that guarantees the price to change or go in the direction that you think it will. So that's how to add an indicator. All you have to do is just click on this icon and search for the indicator that you like to search for. Click on it and it will be added onto your chart. Next, we've got this indicator templates icon. So if you select this, you can actually save an indicator template, and we have a few default templates here that you can use. The next icon is an alert icon. So if we select this, we can actually add an alert on our chart. What alerts do is they give you the freedom of not having to be on the screen and watching the price every single time. You can set an alert to be sent to your mobile phone if you've got the TradingView app installed onto your phone, or to your mobile phone number or your email address. You can get a notification sent directly to your email with an alert that the price has reached a certain point, and it will trigger this alert to be sent to you so that you can either come in and make a purchase or come in and sell a particular asset that has reached resistance and you think that it may not go further up in price, etc. This is where you'd add your alerts. As you can see here, you've got a few options to do so. You can change the condition, which can be the volume or the RSI indicator that we just added, and you can either change it from crossing or crossing up only. This is for an alert once price is only crossing upwards, or if you want an alert for price when it's only crossing downwards. We're just going to leave that crossing, and then let's just leave the value as it is, and you can select only once or every time. So only once will be prompting the alert to be sent to you once. So one time once the price has crossed the 17238.26 mark, and the expiration date is right here. You can change it, and you can do this up to 3 months, 90 days, I believe. You can name your alert, input a message in your alert. So for example, this could be a buy-in. Just simply hit create. You can see that an alert has been set right here. So as soon as the price has crossed this price point where our alert has been set, this will trigger a notification to TradingView, and I will know to go and purchase some BTC USD because I set a buy-in alert for this asset. To edit your alert, double click it and edit it. To delete it, all you have to do is just select this delete icon, and to edit the type of notification that you want, you can select notification, and the alert can be sent to your TradingView app if you select notify on TradingView app, and you'd have to install TradingView. You can get the alert sent to your email, or you can set up a webhook URL, or if you just want the alert to be sounded on your computer, you can just let the sound be played here, and you can select whether it's played once or twice or every 10 seconds. And you can also select for an email to SMS, and you'd have to put your email address here, and they will send you a text message with a confirmation code so that you actually get these alerts via SMS. So if I just remove this alert, next, we've got the replay button. This is a bar replay button. So if we select the replay button, you see that we've got a tool that just popped up at the bottom right here. You can actually replay price action that has already happened to either backtest strategies, or just to see how you could have made a better trade, or just to analyze the trade that you just made. There's multiple purposes that you may want to use this replay button for. For example, once this is blue and selected, which it was already, this will prompt you to jump to. So if I go onto the chart, I can jump to start from anywhere on this chart. So if we want to replay from right here when the price started coming back down, so if I click on that, that will adjust the chart, and I can select a playback speed. So if we want to play back at ×3, so it'll go 3 times fast, and if we press play, you can see that's the speed, and it's just showing us the price movement until the current price. That's when this will stop. So that's how you use the replay button for the TradingView platform. And what we can do is select this button to come out of replay mode. Just to the right, we've got this backspace button and forward button. So this is a undo button and redo button. So for example, if I was to draw a trend line right here, if this was a mistake and I wanted to remove that trend line, what I could do is I could select this undo button, and that would remove the trend line. Or if I deleted it or removed it by mistake and I wanted to put that trend line back, I could use this redo button, and that will just put it back onto my chart. Another way that you can add alerts other than using this alert icon right here is by selecting this plus button that's to the right of the chart. If I select this plus button, I can add alert at that exact point, and that will automatically add that alert, but it doesn't let me name the alert, etc. So I'd have to click into it, and then I'll be able to edit the settings of this alert. So I can now name the alert and add some messages or notes for this alert, and I can also change the notification or any other conditions on here. So if I just save this alert, another way that is very useful when adding alerts is using the trend line alerts. So if I right click on this trend line, I can actually add an alert. What will happen is every time the price crosses this trend line, I can get an alert. So because this trend line is a support trend line, I want to know once support is broken or once support has been reached, because if support is reached and it's not broken, it means that there can be a good probability of a bounce back to the upside. However, if support is broken, then I know that there is a high probability of the price plummeting even more. So this is how to set an alert on a trend line or on any drawing tool. All you have to do is just right click it and add alert, and then you can actually specify your conditions here. So we want Bitcoin USD crossing the trend line, and then the trigger, we want it once per bar. That's what I mainly use. That means that it will trigger once for every single candlestick rather than it triggers only once. And I usually change the expiration date to the last date possible, and you can name your alert So what you notice is that there's a clock icon right here next to the trend line, and that shows that the alert has been added. To remove the alert, all you have to do is just right click and select edit trend line alert and then click the delete icon. However, we're just going to leave this alert on there. So at the moment you can see we've got 2 alerts on this chart. We've got one right here, which is just an alert for a price point. Once this price reaches this price point, an alert will be sent to us, and once the price reaches anywhere on this trend line, we're going to get another alert. So as soon as it touches it or crosses it, we will get an alert notifying us that price has reached this price point. And that is one of the very best features on TradingView for me personally, because then I don't have to spend a lot of screen time. I do my technical analysis, I know the buy-in price points, my cash out price points, and once these are hit either via trend lines or just alerts that I just set, then I can go into an exchange and action these alerts accordingly. One can also use these settings right here to edit the drawing line, so this trend line. So you can change the color, you can change the thickness. So if you want it to be thicker, you can change it. And if you want it to be thinner, you can change it. I usually use it at 2 pixels. And you can change the line. You can have a dashed line if you prefer that. And you can also go into further settings and you can add an alert using this as well, because this will always pop up once you have a drawing tool on here, especially trend lines and other tools. And you can also lock it. So the same thing that you can do on toolbar number 1, where you can actually lock your chart, you can lock a specific drawing tool using this toolbar right here. So if you select this icon, that will lock this and you won't be able to move it. However, if you click on it and unlock it, then you will be able to move it. And we're just going to use the undo button so that it goes exactly where it was. And you can also delete the trend line using this bin icon right here. You can also use these 3 dots to see more and have a visual order if you want to bring an item to the front, or visibility on intervals, or if you want to clone it or copy it or hide it. So this is a quick way to edit items, and you can actually move this out the way if you want it below, if you don't want it at the top, etc. Next, we're going to go through section 3, which is another toolbar that can be used to name charts, use multiple screens, and change various settings, as well as take screenshots of your chart and publish your charts. So if we start off with this icon right here, this is a layout icon. So if we select it, you can change the screen on your chart to multiple layouts. So we can use 2 layouts, for example, and you can see we've got 2 different layouts here, and we can now change these 2 charts to different charts or different time frames. So for example, I've just selected the second chart and I'm just going to change that to a 30-minute chart. So you can see this one is on the 30-minute chart and this one is on a 4-hour chart. Now we can actually just do technical analysis on 2 different time frames at the same time. You'll notice that there are plenty of layouts that you can use here, and these layouts are dependent on the subscription that you have with TradingView. So if you've got the premium subscription, you'll have access to all of these layouts, and I'm not too sure how many layouts you get with the Pro subscription. I think it's just 1, 2, and 3. If not 1 and 2, you'd have to just check the subscription details for that, because I do not remember off the top of my head. I'll try change it into a 6th one actually. Yep. So as you can see, it won't allow me to change to a 6 image layout because of the subscription that I'm on. So I'd have to upgrade to get to a 6 chart layout. So a Pro plan only has 2 charts per tab limit, and the Pro Plus has 4 and the Premium has 8. So all of them are on the Premium one. The Pro Plus has 4 and the Pro plan only has 2. Below that, we've got sync in layout, and this allows you to adjust what happens within the multiple layouts, so the multiple screens. So for example, the symbol will allow you to have 2 different symbols or just 1 symbol on a layout simultaneously. So if this is selected, then you will just only be allowed to have 1. When it's deselected, you'll be able to have more than 1. So for example, we're on a Bitcoin US dollar pair right now. I could change this to Ethereum, and this second chart, well, the chart on the left, the first one, will not change its pair. However, if I go back and select the symbol, that will automatically change to the pair that I have selected on my watch list. So if I change that to BTC, both of them will change to BTC like so. So that's what that would do. And you've got other settings that you can use here, such as the interval, the time, and the date range. And to the right, we have a save button that you can use to save your charts. So if you select this, this will save your chart and all changes will be saved. So anything that you've moved or any drawing tools that you've added to your charts, that will be saved. And anytime that you open TradingView again, your chart will load as it is. You can actually save multiple layouts and name each chart. You can make a copy, and autosave is always on. However, I would always recommend to always click the save button. So just click this button just to save. Anytime you do any changes that you just definitely want to be saved, just to be sure, because sometimes, you know, maybe you may have a slow internet connection and it may just not trigger quick enough. So it's just best to do so yourself. And if you've got any layouts that you have previously created, you can load them here, or you can create a new layout and save one, and you can rename your layouts and name your layouts, and that's how you do it. All you have to do is just select this chevron right here to manage any layouts. So to the right, we've got a search icon, and this is a quick search icon. So we can search for drawing tools, functions, and any settings in here. To the right, we've got a gear icon, and this is for chart settings. So if you select this icon, you can actually customize your chart. So for example, at the top right here, we've got symbol, and this represents our candlesticks, or if you had a line chart, it will represent the line chart. And if we select a color here, we can change this to suit our needs. So for example, if you wanted these to be yellow and let's say purple, you could select those and select OK, and that would change the chart. So you can see our chart has now changed and the candlesticks have been represented by the colors that we chose. So this will change the appearance of your chart. We're able to change the color of the borders, the wick, the last price, and we can also add previous day close, high and low, bid and ask, and precision and time zone. This is where you can change your time zone depending on whereabouts in the world you are as well in your settings on your chart. Below we have status line, and status line contains options to change information that you'll find in the top left of your chart, such as the OHLC values, so the open, the high, the low, and the close values. So if you untick this, you will notice that the O, H, L, and C values will have moved from your chart. So I'm just going to move this to the right so that you can see this, because the chart that is being edited is the one on the right, since we're on a multi-screen chart and it's the one on the right that's selected. You can see that because of these blue border lines here. So if I tick this, you can see the O, H, L, and C have been added back onto the chart. And if I untick it, they will be removed. So that's how you edit these. You can remove the open market status. So the open market status is the green dot right at the top of the page. If I untick this, that's off. If I put this back on, that will show. So this just indicates that the market is open. And if you don't know yet, the crypto market is open 24 hours, 7 days a week. You can also remove the title. So if I untick this, you won't see what asset is currently on my chart. However, if I put it back on, you'll be able to see the title and the information. So you can edit all these settings, including the indicators settings. So titles, arguments, values, and the background. Below that, we have scales. Scales provides options to change the trackers that you can see on the right-hand axis. For example, you could add the high and low prices by just ticking this box. And as you can see, the high and low have been added onto our chart on the right-hand axis. And you can untick this to take that off. You could also remove the countdown to the bar close. So if I removed this, you can see the countdown has been removed. And if I add it back on, you can see that it's counting down the 30 minutes for each candlestick. So after the 2 minutes are over, a new candlestick would be created, because we're currently on a 30-minute chart and the countdown was counting from 30 minutes and there's only 2 minutes left on this chart before the candlestick closes. There are various settings that you can use here and change according to your preference. Just below that, we have appearance, which lets you change your grid lines, the background color, axis, and other cosmetic features. So for example, if we wanted a different background color, we can change it from gradient to solid, and we can change the color to orange, for example. That would change our background color. We could change it to a much lighter color, and you can customize this to your preference. If you just wanted a white background, you can change it to white. And there are so many other settings that you can change here. You can change the vertical grid lines, you can change the horizontal grid lines if you don't want them to show, or if you want them to show, you can change the thickness of them. You can make them dashed or dotted. This gives you the ability to edit your charting platform the way you would like it and what works best for you, because everyone has a different preference. So I suggest that you do so and then save your layout, and then you'll be able to use it every time you log into your TradingView account. And other people use multiple layouts because sometimes you might prefer a certain layout for night time than daytime. So you may have different layouts. So this is where you can actually customize the appearance of your TradingView charts. Next, you've got trading, and this is where you can customize visual elements if you're logged into a broker account, where you can actually trade using the TradingView platform without logging into your broker account on their website. You can actually place trades within TradingView. Below that, we've got events, and this gives you the options to display dividends, splits, and other events on the chart area. So I'm just going to cancel so that this can go back to what it was. However, the candlesticks, I had saved them earlier. So if I select the undo button, that will undo the candlesticks, as you can see. And now we are back to how our charts looked. So if I just change this back to a single layout, next to the right, we have the full screen icon. So if we select this, this will change our chart into full screen. We can hit the escape button to come out of full screen. The icon next to that is a snapshot icon. So you can take a snapshot by selecting this and selecting save chart, and that will take a snapshot of your chart and save it. Or you can copy image chart, and if you select this, you can actually just paste it wherever you want, or alternatively you can copy the link to the chart image and share it with others, or you can open the image in a new tab. So if I select this, you can see that a snapshot has been opened in a new tab, and you can just copy the link and share it with others, showing your technical analysis. Next, we've got a blue publish button. So you can share your ideas with the TradingView community. So if you publish an idea, you can send it to the TradingView social community. You can also record a video idea and publish it. Next, we're going to go through section 4, which is another toolbar located to the far right of the TradingView platform. So the first icon shows you the watch list and details. So if we select this icon, that will collapse our watch list and we'll have a full screen view of our chart. And anytime we want to view our watch list, we can select this icon and we can see our watch list and the news at the bottom. So we can edit this watch list if we want to see more assets by dragging it down. Below that, we have a clock icon right here, which shows our alerts. So anytime you want to see any alerts that you've added onto your TradingView platform, if you select this clock icon, you'll be able to see a list of your alerts here, and these can be filtered to just alerts on one ticker, or from A to Z ticker, or by name, or by message, or by date created, etc. And you can also use this search icon to search for alerts, and you can also simply select an alert and pause it to stop it, or you can restart it by pressing the play icon if an alert is not active, and you'll see it right here. It will note that it is inactive, and every time you hover above an alert, you will see some more information about the alert that pops up to the left hand side. At the top, you can click this icon to add an alert or to create one. You can also click these three dots to see some more settings on the alerts. So you have the option to restart all inactive alerts, to stop all alerts, to remove all inactive alerts, to remove all alerts, and to just show active alerts or current symbol only or current time interval only. And you can show alerts for prices, drawings, indicators, strategies, and you can customize the list by name, message, source icon, and last triggered. So you can see that there are various settings that you can use here, which is very useful, especially for someone who trades multiple assets and uses alerts to stay up to date and on top of the market. This is probably one of the features that I use the most, if not the feature that I use the most on TradingView. The rest of the icons on this toolbar section mainly cover news and TradingView's social elements. So you have access to a personalized calendar. This will show you the economic calendar, earnings calendar, and some points of interest that you may be interested in. And you also have a hot list right here that you can look at. You have an ideas tab right here where you can post your ideas onto the community. And one very useful icon that I also use is the data window. So this gives you a lot of data from the chart right in front of your face. So you can see the open, the high, the low, the close, the change in price, the volume, the date, the time. You can see the current data for the RSI. So we know that the RSI is currently at 55.48 and it's just jumped up and then it's fluctuating. We can see the RSI exact moving average number, which is 50.41. And if you have other indicators, you'll be able to see more data. This is a very useful window that I use on a daily basis. And above that, you've got news. So you can see the headlines that are currently happening within various assets. And here you also have private chats, so you can communicate with various other traders. I don't usually use these as much. You've got public chats, so you can gain some ideas on what's going on in the market and what people are doing, what they're thinking. And you can also watch some streams. And here you've got notifications. Below that, you've got your order panel. This is where you would make your buy and sell orders if you're connected to a broker. And then you've got depth of market, which is basically an order book. And below that, we have the object tree. So if we select this object tree, we are able to amend what exactly is showing on our chart. So for example, if we want to hide a trend line, we can hide it. Or earlier, I hid a drawing tool. If you wanted to unhide it, you'd come down to the object tree and select the I button to show it, because you won't be able to unhide it on the chart because you can't actually click on it since it'll be hidden. And you can also hide the volume bar. For example, if you don't want to delete it, you just hide it temporarily. If you want to view it again, you come down here to the object tree and then you just view it. So this basically shows items on your chart, and you can also realign items. So if you've got multiple items, if you wanted to put one item on top of the other, you could by moving items around, etc. So if we just come out of the object tree and the depth of market, now we're going to go through section 5, which is another toolbar, which is just at the bottom of our chart towards the right. So here we can see the time zone, and right now the time zone is UTC. So you can also change the time zone by just clicking here and changing it to wherever you are based. So I'm just going to change this to London, and here you can toggle the percentage. So if I select percentage, you'll be able to see that instead of seeing price, we're now seeing the changes within percentages. So I'm just going to change that back to price. And here we've got a log scale. So this will toggle the log scale on and off. A log scale will change the look of a chart because it will show you the same distance from point A to B. So from any point on the chart. So for example, if I change this to a 1 month chart, and you can see how this chart looks like on a log scale. If I change it from a log scale back to how it was, can you see that this drop doesn't look the same as the drop on the log scale? That is because the log scale shows the chart plotted in a way that price changes can be represented by the same vertical distance on the scale, as opposed to the linear scale, which is the default scale, which is this one right here, that shows severe price increases or decreases. So when you're looking at a chart long term, it's best to use the log scale so that you can actually see how severe price has actually moved in comparison to the linear scale. Let me know in the comment section below if you'd like a more in-depth video regarding the log scale. To the right, we have an auto scale button. So if we select this button, we are now out of auto scale. So what that allows us to do is we can scale this chart as we like. So we will be able to click and drag the chart anywhere. We can zoom in on a chart. We can move the chart around. We can do anything to the chart. However, when we are in auto scale, it will automatically scale the chart. So we can only move certain directions. And when we zoom in, we can only do certain things. So we can't move the chart because it's an auto scale. Another way that you can get out of auto scale is just by scaling the axis yourself, and that will automatically come out of auto scale, and then you'll be able to move the chart. But a quick way to get back into auto scale is just select auto, and then everything will be moving accordingly automatically. Next, we have section 6, which is another toolbar located at the bottom left of our charting platform. Here you'll find a trading panel that you can actually use to trade on TradingView with a broker that you're registered with. So you'd have to register with one of these brokers, and then you can connect your account and trade directly within TradingView. And you can also backtest strategies using the strategy tester right here. So you can load your strategy and actually backtest your strategy within TradingView. Next, we have Pine Editor, and this is mainly for programmers or those that are more advanced in using TradingView. You can actually program certain conditions to trigger on your charts once a specific strategy has been met using code. And to the left of that, we've got Stock Screener, and this will just show you some information that you can use to screen stocks. You can also change this to Forex or crypto. This can be very useful for day trading. You can enlarge this by selecting this icon, and you can see that we have a lot of relevant data right here. You can customize this to suit your needs. So you can change the time frame. We can change this to a 4-hour time frame, and we can also filter this according to certain conditions. So this is something that you'll have to look into. It's a bit more advanced, but it is very useful even for a beginner. I would also recommend that you start getting to know how to use the screener. Congratulations on making it this far in this tutorial. If you want to learn more about trading and investing or technical analysis and other personal finance stuff, start now by downloading our free trading guide at PiggiBacks.com. Link also in the description below. Remember to subscribe so that you don't miss out on any future videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.